back. I don't know how to start the video, bro. I'm gonna just show y'all this real quick. I don't know how to start the video, bro. How you guys been doing? Pretty good. It's kind of awkward. I mean, I'm glad y'all watch the videos, bro. I've been getting a lot of people saying come back to YouTube. Obviously, I don't have proof of that because it happens on Roblox, but a lot of people have been saying return to YouTube because they actually like my content. We're just gonna rock with this as an intro though. Obviously, I do see that everybody seems to love my Try Not to Laugh series. Channel is growing crazy. I don't know. We already about to hit, I don't know in a bit, but 400 subscribers. We're getting there. So I do want to appreciate everybody and do gotta give my thanks to God himself, because would it be possible for any of this happening again? And I got another surprise for you. Yeah, you read the title. We're gonna be watching some scary videos. I don't know what y'all said. And yes, if you have not been on my Discord server, I am going to be watching. There's so many. You guys said so many Try Not to Laugh videos. So we're going to make this a whole separate video on its own. You guys want to send your own videos, go on my Discord server, go to Try Not to Laugh, and we're going to see who gets me to laugh. The first video that we are going to be watching today is called Little Red Riding Hood. This is from Noel, and he says my little brother wanted to send it. How did he get this video? And what is that? I just realized, what is that behind the riding hood? Oh, that's crazy. It look like a goat, me personally, but we go see how this goes. So before we start though, get your snacks. I don't got snacks personally. We could rock with some. All right, I got it. Let's get some popcorn. That's good. That's good. Get some popcorn. Get some vitamin B water. That's about it. This long intro. Oops. I don't like bro. Oh no, grandma is sick. And how am I going to take a basket of candles out? I don't know. She needs to take I'll take That's not candles. That's candy canes, a bowl, a lot of bowls. There's no candles on it. Careful, daughter. And under no circumstances talk to strangers. Okay, mom. What is that? What's this? Dead animals? That's a bear. What the heck? I'm next coast. Yo, this is not normal. What is this?
He did it. You need to run. Get out of here as fast as you can. Go now. Ow, 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 ow.
I hate videos like this. What? Yo, Noel, what is your little brother watching videos like this? What do you got us watching? Oh my gosh, bro. What is this? The first day back we doing this? There go the wolf right there. Look at his smile. Bro, it's from the preview. Look at him. Run.
Hello, little girl. What are you doing at this forest at this time? I'm just a wolf. Where are you going, little girl? But you can trust me. I'm your new friend now. Tell me, where are you going, little girl?
Oh, no, I'm just going to my grandma's house. She's sick and easy.
Thanks for telling me. See you later.
Oh my gosh. Is she not going? How did he beat you to the house? Granny's house. So suspicious. Not suspicious, but like, new house has her name on the top of the building. But she's gone. Granny's gone. Wait, don't the wolf eat the Little Riding Hood? Who is knocking on my door after that? I'm hoping it's my granddaughter bringing me candles. You said candles! I said correct, you said candles. Who's there? It's your granddaughter. Grandma. You're done. You're done. You're done. Hello. You're gone. You're gone. Don't cut me here. Oh, she's gone. This video is Thursday. We'll find out. Grandma done got boxed. Oh, I didn't even see him. I just saw him. No South Beach. I finally arrived at Grandma's house. I can hide from her. Yeah, hide. But why is the door? Why is Grandma's house so quiet? Where's Grandma? Grandma about 8. Look at bro. He is so Wait, was he inside the building? Hey, Grandma, I'll buy you the basket of sweet. Where are you? Oh, no, don't do that. Flashlight. People to see your body. Grandma, I'm Granny.
Come closer. Come closer. Come closer. Come closer. Come closer. Come closer. Come
Get
closer.
out of the
Come
house.
closer.
Get out of the house. Get out of the house. I got chills. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh my gosh, Granny.
Your friend is gone. Now it's your turn.
Oh, she got me. I'm having goosebumps, bro. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yo, Noel. Check your little brother's phone, bro. This by far is the most, I wouldn't say scariest, but this made me feel so uncomfortable. The next horror video we're gonna be watching is called Tiki Tiki. I don't know, apparently I guess these are real or something like that. That's all I kind of know. Now this is from, we're gonna just call you Akko because that's your name. But yeah, thank you for sending me a video. All right. 8 minutes.
The cold December morning bit at Chio's cheeks and stung her eyes as she stepped out into the street from her home, with the door quickly snapping shut behind her. Her mother called to her from behind the door. Chio, don't forget the cake.
Yo, look, just like I said last time, the details of these kind of animations, me personally, that's impressive. It is crazy because it's still moving smoothly, but it's not like, you know, the people are teleporting. Like her eyes would just move. And look how detailed the dang concrete is. I feel like they probably use real pictures for this, but I don't know. I really don't know. This is pretty tight.
Your father is coming home early tonight especially. Make sure you get it early. Whatever you do, don't get caught up in the peak hour rush.
Big
The cake. Her father's birthday,
Look
of
at the
course.
sky.
It had to be this week of all weeks. The week she and some of her classmates had been assigned to clean the school drains after lessons. She didn't dare tell her mother the reason why. She grunted back to her mother before lifting her scarf over her nose and mouth and setting off for the train station. It was a 10-minute walk to the station. However, it always felt a lot longer no matter what the weather, due to the large stairway that required ascension from the front of the apartment block to the busy streets beyond. Shiho made it to the station just as the train was arriving. She had seemed to have managed to develop somewhat of a sixth sense with regards to when the trains would be arriving, and happily stepped into the warmth of the train car's steel shell. Her school, however, was not as luxurious. It was fully equipped with working heaters. However, the school opted not to switch them on as they were never able to secure the budget to run them. You could be sure, though, that the principal's office did not feel the pinch of the purse strings, though, and Shiho had managed to find this out firsthand when she was brought in front of him in the week prior to explain why she had colluded with fellow students in order to cheat on a test. Shiho was in fact innocent, but a cruel twist of fate saw the notes that were passed around end up in her hands right as the teacher looked up from her book. She had no defense. Being the child of a Japanese mother and an American father already put her in a lower class among the eyes of the purest faculty.
Don't this look like Neo from The Matrix? Just get rid of his hair. Get rid of his gray hair and the baldness, and just put the black hair here with the glasses. He look like Neo.
Plus, she was an average student at best, so the need to cheat was indefensible. She was at a loss. And once the other tests had been collected, those students' papers showing the answer on the note, which was incorrect, were also to be punished in line with Shiho. At 3 p.m., lessons were adjourned and they got to work. It was hard and filthy work. The heavy concrete drain covers had to be dragged back, and then the drain walls and floor were scraped to remove the clammy, deep green muck that had been growing there over the summer. This was then shoveled into a bin to be dumped out later.
Do your work.
From the very first cover, Shiho and her classmates were well and truly over this laborious task. And an hour in, tempers began to flare. It was getting dark, and the cold began to numb their fingers and toes. Kasu, one of the rougher boys in the class, snapped, and he screamed at Shiho that this was all her fault.
What?
He yelled that a pure-blood Japanese person would never have gotten them caught, so she should just do them all a favor and die. He punctuated this with a large shovel full of cold, dark scum, which exploded into her face and leached into her hair and clothes.
Oh no.
The entire class erupted into a cacophony of laughter as she stood there in stunned silence, trying to process what had just happened. A feeling of pure rage overcame her, and she screamed out at the entire group before turning and running off into the darkness. Kasu shouted at her repeatedly to get back to work, and that this was her fault that they were here, until she was out of sight and long gone.
Crazy, bro.
She ran all the way to the train station and stood on the platform, crying, not caring about the myriad of disapproving looks she was garnering from all around her. She just wanted to get home and get into a nice hot bath. People gave her a wide berth, which she thought was just great. Perhaps she would even get an entire train car to herself. Then she remembered the cake. Her mother's words about avoiding peak hour echoed in her head. However, she had no choice. It was either return home with it or return home without it, ruin her father's birthday, and explain the events that contributed to the reasons why. She tidied herself up in the train station toilet as best she could, and then went to collect the cake. The cake shop owner asked her to stand outside as she went to get her the cake, Shiho getting zero sympathy from the owner. By the time she had made her way back to the station platform, the entire area was ridiculously crowded. Perfect, she thought. Of course, this day had to turn out in every way I could have possibly imagined I didn't want it to. Her fellow commuters, also tired and impatient from their own taxing time in their own small world, made it very clear to Shiho that she reeked of a foul odor and needed to keep away from them.
That
On the platform, she was bustled around repeatedly, and she was mindful of not losing her balance or crushing the cake. It was all for naught though, for as the train approached, the crush of humans had pushed her right to the edge, and with no hands free to hold on to anything or anyone, she fell right into the path of the oncoming train. The driver slammed the brakes to full, and the tunnel was filled with the ear-piercing shriek of steel on steel as her body was barreled underneath the train and sliced in half across the torso.
Why?
Everything then fell silent for Shiho. Her parents,
My God. Oh, I'm blurring that out. I'm blurring. Bro, what is this? What are y'all sending me? What did I do to deserve this? It's because I did I leave for too long or something? What? I don't care how smelly or ugly or whatever it is a person, they don't deserve to get pushed, because things like this actually do happen, and unfortunately people die from it. So this is a lesson to everybody, whoever watches my videos or just in general. Please treat everybody with respect, bro, because this is crazy.
were devastated. Their only child, gone forever, and from this loss, they never truly recovered. Her school friends, however, got over the loss very quickly. In fact, not even a day had passed before jokes began to circulate about her death. Things like, she's not half the girl she used to be, and her funeral was probably 50% off. All very cruel, and all way too soon. They, however, all thought it was hilarious. Their last day on Earth, though, was spent finishing off the last of the train cleaning before they all headed off to the station to catch the train home. They had finished quite late, and by this time the station was deserted, or so they thought. As they sat in silence, exhausted from the afternoon's labor, a chilling teke-teke sound echoed through the tunnel and made them all turn to each other in shock. "What the hell was that?" one of the boys asked. "No idea," another said. Then they heard it again. "It's coming from over there," one of the girls screamed as she pointed off into the darkness. Again, the sound became even clearer as the features of the silhouette they were fixated on slowly came into view. It was Shiho, and she was dragging herself along the ground with a huge scythe in her hands. The students tried to run, but Shiho was too fast as she launched herself at them and sliced.
Excuse me? Well, hold on. She was too fast? She don't even got legs!
Each and every one of them in half as they screamed for their mothers to help them.
Oh my god.
It was a massacre. As they all lay there dying in a massive pool of blood, Shiho laughed and said, "So now you know how it feels to be half Japanese."
She's half Japanese. Okay, was this real? I don't know. I can't tell I can't tell this is real now. I don't know. Somebody tell me in the comments if this is real. Oh no, I'm speechless. I'm kind of speechless. So you tell me she don't even got legs, but she's faster than people that do got legs. So she must have been like, she must have been like, Akko, I'm gonna give you a 4.5 out of 5. Good job. Good job. All right, so for the last video of the day, we're going to be watching 3 disturbing true sleepover horror stories. Now, this is from Jobo. I hope I said that correctly, like I said last time. This is gonna be interesting because it's true. 21 minutes, bro. All right, let's see how this makes this crazy true stories.
When I was a kid, before we lived in Texas, we lived in a home that had this huge backyard in Georgia that made me feel like the most popular kid in class. Anytime playing outdoor games or sports was ever an idea, my backyard would be the spot to go since we had a 2-acre backyard. The backyard was surrounded by woods on 3 sides. It also had many trees throughout the yard, a trampoline in one corner, a hot tub, a big detached 3-car garage, and an above-ground pool. For a middle-class area, we really had everything you could want in a backyard. There was enough open grass to play any sports: soccer, baseball, football, anything. We even played hide-and-seek tag, or manhunt as we would call it. One Friday when we were in like 6th grade, my friends and I wanted to have a camp-out sleepover in my backyard. It was Mike, other Mike, who I'll call Michael, and Jason. We all had to get our parents' permissions, of course, but we were like 11 or 12 and it was a Friday. None of our parents had any reason to say no. Plus, my family has lots of camping equipment, including 2 tents that could easily fit 2 of us in each one. After all of us got permission from our parents, we made arrangements for them to get to my house around 5 so we could play sports in the backyard. We had 2 mini soccer nets in the yard that we used to play soccer 2-on-2. We did that for like half an hour. Then we played baseball for another maybe half hour. And after just sitting around for a few minutes regaining our energy, my parents ordered pizza for us, so we ate around 6:30 or 7 if I had to guess. The sun was starting to go down a little bit now, so now came the time to set up the tents before it was too dark. I was pretty good with setting up tents because I was a Boy Scout and we just recently learned how to set up tents. My friends kind of helped, but I did most of the work. By the time they were done, it was decently dark out. The backyard lights were on, giving a nice glow. It was now dark enough for us to play our favorite game, Manhunt. There were a million spots to hide in the backyard. We played in pairs. It was Mike and I hiding first, and Michael and Jason would be hunting. Mike and I split up. Our goal was to get back to the home base point, which was the back door to the house. No camping by the door was allowed. The trampoline was in a far corner of the yard before the woods. I crawled under that to hide. When the hunters would start looking, they had to blow a whistle to let the hiders know they were starting. Once I heard the whistle, I stayed under the trampoline waiting it out, watching the 2 of them in the distance looking around. I was waiting for a good moment to creep closer to the back door. I had my sights on the hot tub, which was right next to the house. If I could make it over to hide behind the hot tub, I could straight line beeline it to the back door. So when both Michael and Jason had their backs to me looking in different areas of the backyard, I sprinted towards the hot tub, and just as I got right behind it and ducked down, I heard one of the trash bins on the side of the house almost topple over, and then I noticed the motion detecting light on the side turn on. The hot tub was by that corner of the house, but it wouldn't have triggered that light. I went to peer around the corner to the side yard, and I saw a tall person dressed in dark clothes speed walking away in the direction of the woods before entering the woods. It wasn't my dad. I ran to my friends and called the game off, then went to tell my dad about it. We came out and looked around the woods for a few minutes, and then checked the street for any unusual cars. Nothing and nothing. He said we should sleep inside tonight, which obviously bummed us out. We went inside and just played a game on my PlayStation. I again described to my friends what I saw, just some tall guy walking into the woods on the side of the house after apparently almost knocking over one of our trash bins. We talked about just going back outside and sleeping in the tents since they were already set up anyway. And plus, what were the odds whoever that was still out there hours later? After we finished playing our game, we went back outside quietly to not wake my dad up. It's not like we were hiding the fact that we were going back out there, but we didn't want to advertise it either. We each had a sleeping bag. Mike and I shared a tent, while Michael and Jason shared the other. After a while of joking around and yelling things between tents, we started to quiet down and try to go to sleep. I wasn't asleep yet, but it seemed like Mike was. I started hearing walking sounds in the grass nearby, approaching the tent, and then the zipper to the tent was unzipped, and I looked up and saw my dad looking inside the tent. He said, "What are you guys doing out here?" I replied to him something like, "They wanted to sleep out here, so we came back out." Then I took a closer look at the face peering into the tent. I realized it wasn't my dad, but some complete stranger who looked to be my dad's age. It looked like he was about to come in when I screamed bloody murder like a little girl.
What?
Everyone woke up, and Mike started to scream as well. The man grabbed our ankles and said to be quiet, but he gave up when he realized he was about to be exposed. He left the tent and disappeared. I told my friends to run inside the house, and as we were running to the house, my dad was already coming out the back door in response to our screams. I told him I don't know which way he went, but that the man from before was back. My dad ran around the yard, screaming and taunting the creep to come back if he has any balls. We heard it from inside the living room. My mom called the police, of course, and all that really happened when the police officer showed up was he took my recount of what happened, and I'm sure he made a police report, then left. It was good to have a police report at least, so that the cops would be aware of a creep going around. I'm not sure if that man ever came back to our property or not, or if he ever got in trouble for something similar. Either way, it was pretty traumatizing, and it could have gone much worse.
Me personally, if I was the kids, right, I would just stay inside. Now, I'm not saying that you can't have fun to camp outside, but if somebody is out there and they came out the very first time and then they ran away, just listen to your parents. Crazy, bro. What would y'all do though?
This was back a few years, sometime in 2019. I was at a friend's house. I'll call her M for the sake of the story. I was pretty excited for this sleepover. I couldn't wait to talk about all the middle school drama. Now, something you might want to know is M's house was deep in the woods. I mean,
Why?
deep. Anywhere you
Why are these people's houses in the woods, bro? I don't understand that.
looked, there was woods, and their nearest neighbor was about a half-mile away. But on the backside of her house was a cliff that led down to the ocean.
Oh, God.
The night at M's house started off pretty good. Our friend Sam was there too. We played Truth or Dare, Hide and Seek, and other teenage games. It was getting pretty late, but we decided to go on a walk down the gravel road that led to the other houses along the way. We asked her mom, and she said yes, so we started walking. After another 10 to 15 minutes, we saw a man who was walking on the other side of the street towards us. At first, we weren't thinking much. Maybe this dude was just taking an evening walk as well. But something that didn't seem right was that this man was wearing pretty thick clothing. I'm talking, it almost looked like snow gear. And not to mention, it was pretty warm out. At that moment, it was like 60 degrees outside. We all looked at each other as we passed the guy, and that's when it hit us. The stench. The disgusting smell coming off that guy. It was absolutely horrible. Words could not describe how disgusting that smell was. It was so bad that after we finally got a few feet away, my friend took a deep breath, almost like she had been holding it. One of my friends ran into the woods and almost threw up.
What?
At this point, we felt it was best to head back. Our friend who almost threw up was begging to go back anyway. We all agreed that it would be the best idea to head back. On our way back, we passed him again. This time we held our breath before we passed him. But when we looked back, we realized he was no longer walking in the opposite direction, but instead he was following us.
My God.
This was really annoying. That disgusting smelling man was now bringing his stench even closer. We had no choice but to speed up our pace. We started speed walking. We still had about a mile to make it back to M's house. As we began to speed up, so did the random disgusting smelling dude. We all looked at each other, scared and annoyed. We picked up our pace even more, almost to the point where we were jogging. But of course, the man sped up even more. Now at this point, we were running, and my friend Sam looked back, and then we heard it. Sam let out a blood-curdling scream as she looked back, which caused Em and I to look back as well. And what we saw, still to this day, absolutely horrifies me. This man was full-on sprinting at us. He had what looked like a knife or something sharp in his grasp.
Oh my
Em,
God.
Sam, and I started screaming as we were sprinting down the road. Our screams caused him to stop chasing us, and he eventually just stopped. But he didn't move. He just stood still, watching as we left. We didn't stay around to see what his intentions were. We just ran straight back to Em's house. Once we got back, we slammed the door and decided on not telling her parents, as they were
Why would
already
you not
asleep.
do that?
We all went to the living room to finish setting up our sleeping areas. A few hours passed. It was about 2 a.m. at this point. We were watching something. I can't remember what, but I know it was some horror movie. Now, I mentioned her house was on a cliff for a reason. Because of this, her house has a lot of windows on the backside overlooking the view. I was sitting on one of the couches that was set up right at the window. It was pitch black outside. All you could hear was the waves and occasional wind. All of a sudden, I heard footsteps outside. They sounded like they were right by the window. I told my friends, and Em said it was probably the deer that always comes by. For 2 years now, Em had been feeding this deer, who always came up to this very window. I got pretty excited, as this meant this deer would come right up to my hand. I decided to look out the window, and I didn't see anything. It was too dark. I said that we should go outside to pet the deer, but Em and Sam said no. They reminded me about what happened earlier, and I agreed. So we went back to watching the movie. Another hour passed, and we were all feeling tired. We turned off the TV and headed under our blankets. It was about 45 minutes later. Em and Sam were fast asleep, but I felt like I couldn't rest. Something was up. I had this gut feeling that told me not to go to sleep, so I decided to look outside. The moon was just bright enough that you could see the ocean, so I spent a few minutes just staring outside. As I was staring outside, my eye caught something moving in the woods over to the left. I turned my head that way, but I saw nothing. I knew I saw something moving, so I grabbed a flashlight that was on the bookshelf and I pointed it in the direction of where I saw the movement. Now this was probably the worst idea I could have ever had, because when I did so, I saw that man again, but this time he didn't have any snow gear on. Instead, he was completely shirtless, and I wasn't about to find out what else he didn't have on, so I tried to wake up Em and Sam and tell them what I saw. Sam woke up, but Em was a deep sleeper. I told Sam to look outside, but when we looked, he was gone. Sam looked at me with a pretty angry expression, like I was just messing with her. I told her I wasn't, but she didn't believe me. She went back to bed, and I was left laying there. It was now about 4:30 in the morning. It was still dark outside. I didn't sleep at all. I felt myself drifting off to sleep when I heard a knock on the door. I almost jumped off the couch when I heard it. I knew I shouldn't open it, but my curiosity got the best of me. I walked over to the door and looked out of the peephole, and again I saw nothing. My head had to be playing with me. I again went back to the couch and threw my blanket over my head. I eventually fell asleep, but woke up at around 5 a.m. in a cold sweat. Something wasn't right again. My body wouldn't stop shaking. And then it hit me. That familiar stench. That disgusting smell. I almost threw up right there. But as fast as I sat up, I heard footsteps coming towards me and I screamed. I flicked on the flashlight, and as I did, I saw him, the man from earlier, standing in the corner of the room. My scream woke up Em and Sam, and they screamed too. And as we did this, the man bolted out of the house. Em's mom and dad came running down the stairs, and after a few minutes, we told them everything that happened. Em's mom called the cops, while Em's dad walked down the road with a shotgun, seeing if he could find the man. After that, once the police arrived and got all of our stories, I went home. My parents didn't tell me much when I got home. They hugged me for what felt like hours. And from that moment, I wasn't allowed at sleepovers anymore. Only now, years later, did I finally realize just how bad everything was. The police eventually found the guy, and inside that old shed we were daring each other to go into were 5 dead bodies. And that stench that was on that man's body was the smell of decaying flesh. And if things didn't go the way they went, in the end, my friends and I would have ended up in that shed.
Five bodies in the shed that they was about to go, and that guy. I don't know what to say, bro. This is actually kind of, it's sad, but it's crazy as well. I'm probably gonna end the video here. To make another scary video reaction, we'll finish this one off. This one got to me. We're going to give this week a 10 out of 10. This was everything we needed. I mean, of course, I don't want no true ones, but crazy. Holy, this is, thank you, Jobo, thank you for letting it happen. If you guys are curious of sending videos over to the Discord server, all you have to do is just join. Go to the scary videos and just post a video that you want me to react to. If you have anything for trying not to laugh for a future video, just send it here too. Or if you just want to chat with us in the chat room, just say what's up. I'm a dip. This one got to me. If you guys enjoyed the video, please let me know in the comments. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video. Hopefully I don't disappear. I hope I don't. I hope I don't again. I'll see y'all in the next video. And God bless my brothers and sisters.